Hey, Nery, how you doing?
Hi, Pedro. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. Can't complain. Your family
Wonderful.
doing well? Everybody's safe and well?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing this Zoom session with me. So that way, as part of my mission, we're starting that Facebook group is to enlighten, share knowledge, expose the idea to help Black and brown people to build wealth by buying businesses. And as you know, you and I, we always talked about it, as another vehicle to build wealth by purchasing businesses with existing cash flows, et cetera, et cetera. And I'll let you explain what you just acquired, but I definitely want the individuals in the group to hear your story on how you came across the deal and everything like that to build generational wealth. So my first question is, what made you um, acquire a business versus starting from the ground up?
Ah, well, since you know me so well and personally, I think you would actually know the fact that I've had my own failures and successes trying to start a business. Even the opportunity of taking even currency with my first
Hey,
business.
hey, Nary, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Your volume was a little low.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, being as though you know me, and I've always come to you for business advice, and I was always so eager to jump in to be my own entrepreneur because I felt like I could do it solely based on my work background of management that I knew I had what it took on top of my skill set.
Mm-hmm.
So acquiring my first opportunity at acquiring a business was in 2017. And it didn't go well because I didn't do the research I needed to do based on the people who we were purchasing the business from. I rushed in being fearful and even having a business partner because I didn't have a husband at the time. So I wanted a business partner, someone that had my back. And what I took from that experience is to be patient and really wait for the right opportunity and not be so gun-ho based on my passion. My passion was going to get me wherever I wanted to go, but it wasn't going to be the right fit at the time for certain things that had transpired. So over the years, me and you have discussed, making my life simpler. You would always say, Nery, why wouldn't you just buy an existing business instead of, you actually doing the work? Well, for me, I love to be the day-to-day. I
Mm-hmm.
want to have the day-to-day interaction with the customer, and I want to have the basis of knowing how to do every part of the business. So for me, that's what I wanted versus just having something and then delegate, which is what I do in my property management position. So it didn't make sense to me initially until
Mm-hmm.
like the puzzle came together, and it's like, well, you already do it. Why wouldn't you just do it for yourself?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's how that came about.
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay, and I love you said that too because I think there's a lesson learned in that. I think we all experience is that delegation piece.
Oh yeah.
Because I think we're hard workers, we're problem solvers, and we want to kind of control the situation because we know we can get the job done.
Right.
Um, and so kind of stepping back, I was like, it's okay that we don't have to touch every single component of the
Yeah, but
business.
that's hard.
Yeah,
To not
yeah,
want to,
yeah.
it's hard to not want to have that actually happen.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, how did you? Well, 'cause I know a little bit of the story, but I'll still let you answer. How did you decide on what type of business to buy, or how did you go down that direction to the business that you did buy? Actually, matter of fact, if you could just let people know what business that you recently acquired, even though I know I put it in the group, but
Okay.
uh,
So I acquired a dry cleaning business. And it's funny because I had uh, kind of, in a sense, I wanted it to start a wash and fold
I
because I
remember
don't do
that.
laundry.
Yeah, yeah.
And I actually purchased leased a salon and was going to convert it into a laundromat.
Mm-hmm.
So in the time frame, my friend Pedro, him, the guy right there, we had talked about purchasing possibly a laundromat and the source of income of, using currency, meaning people coming in dollars and coins, and how much profit it actually is, which a lot of people don't know or aware of. And for larger size families like myself, I'm a family of 5, a businesswoman, a mom, all those things. We don't have time to actually sit back and do laundry, have your house maintained and things like that. So I tried to streamline the thought of a laundry service and to incorporate my knowledge of what I could do to utilize my time better. And so the laundromat came about because I was actually getting a restaurant, and the negotiation kind of came with that. So that's how that fell into my lap.
Awesome. And I remember, I don't know, I can't remember the exact date. I remember you did also attempt to start doing a little bit of that laundry service. Was it last year, maybe?
It was last year. I
a,
actually have a logo. I actually
have
a business license for it. I mean, it's funny because when you do things from start, like from the beginning versus it already being done and established, it's so much easier. Like, I'm going to walk into equity because the business has been established for over 20 years.
Correct. And I think that's a key word. That's one of the business benefits. And part of me doing this is just to let people know this buying business is part of the tool. There's a tool in your toolbox of building wealth. You can still build a business. You can still work, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't have to be the main thing. But the fact is that this is just now an option for individuals.
Correct.
That you, just like in flipping real estate, you can also buy a business. Like you said it perfectly. You walked in with equity, and that's one of the nice benefits. As soon as you purchase a business, that equity is now yours.
And then you also have a fresh set of eyes sometimes, because like even with COVID, a lot of businesses are going under because they just can't see past what's already existing.
Yes.
It's just like buying a house. When you buy a house, the person that's lived there has maximized all the possibilities, where someone that hasn't lived there is like, oh no, we can do this. I can do that. I see a whole different landscape here. So it's really, it comes down to that. So what someone else doesn't see in it, there's another set of eyes. So that's the benefit in it. Because even with it's a dry cleaner right now, but I'm definitely going to add washers and dryers, and it's going to be a wash and fold as well. So that's what I'm saying. They didn't think about that being an opportunity or avenue, because the more you spend less time doing things in your home, you have time for your family. It just makes your life a lot simpler. And the cost of it, a lot of people don't know. If you have a house, it helps with your water and your electric bill by not washing your clothes all the time. Even if you get an energy efficient washer and dryer, the one load takes about an hour and 50 minutes. One load. Imagine having to do 5 loads or even a load a day, and the amount of water that you're spending in electricity. So that was one of the key points when I start marketing to larger families or people that work and, gyms and things like that. The cost effectiveness of how outsourcing versus, doing it yourself is going to be beneficial.
Absolutely. In addition to cost, save time, right?
Yeah.
Save a significant amount of time. I mean, like you said, you have a family of 5. I know this because you told me before well, you actually know you
I'll share. I'll share this.
Yeah, you had a lot of people well, you outsourced your laundry for the most part for a period of time, right?
So literally my son today, he turns 10. And this is the funniest thing. I was pregnant with him, and I would go to a laundromat to try to knock out our laundry and use the bigger washer and dryers and try to knock out our laundry in like maybe 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
So one day I seen this lady. She had a minivan. Now, I'm never driving a minivan, Pedro. So it was like a split image of my life and her life. Yeah. The only difference was she was pregnant. She was dropping off her clothes. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you leaving? And why are you dropping these clothes? And when she said it to me, I was like, what? So after that, I haven't done laundry in 10 years.
Yeah. and oh, go ahead.
And my Sunday, a lot of people that follow me on social media immediately say, like, I don't know how you do it all. Well, I don't do laundry. I don't spend my weekends folding clothes and sitting in front of a TV doing laundry. And it's so funny because I seen it was something that said Lamborghini doesn't do TV commercials because that's not their targeting audience. Their targeting audience is not watching TV. I'm not watching TV. I'm not
Yeah.
folding clothes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
just kind of how I see that.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're absolutely right. I mean, that's a pain point. You're basically helping people save money and also giving their time back.
Yeah.
You know, just by dropping off their clothes or whatever the case may be, to get their work. And if you were to calculate that, how many hours you probably saved over that 10-year
Oh,
period.
I already know. It's funny. I got my water bill from recently. Like my water bill was like $75. My electric bill is maybe $160. But I remember, you know, if there's a storm or my oldest son loves to wash his own stuff, I'm like, something is off. Like we don't even use a dishwasher anymore because it really makes a difference. It makes a difference. So a lot of people look at it like, oh, I can't imagine that expense. And it was funny, at the time I was married, so it was really actually more of us. And so I would get my hair done every week, or I would get it was something I was doing where I said to my husband at the time, I said, you know what? Because he was like, I'm not paying for that, Nery. We got to wash it. I'm not paying for that. So I said, you know what? I'm going to figure this out. So when I did the laundry service, maybe like 2 or 3 times, I realized it was the same cost as getting my hair done every week, meaning I would just get my hair done every other week. So maybe I would get my hair done twice a month, and I would get my laundry done every week. So I was like, okay, well now, because he was like, where's this money coming from? I said, it's not that expensive. I just stopped getting my hair done every week, and now I get it done every 2 weeks.
In order to afford for that particular service. Yeah.
And that service made it a lot more easier for me to like want to cook dinner, be more present in the home instead of me sitting in one spot, running up and down the steps to do laundry and folding and putting it away. So the laundry service I had, you know, they got so used to us that they would bag up the kids' clothes separately. They would knew by the ages and the sizes. So I would just give the kids their bag of clothes and they would just put it away.
Wow.
So now it's not baskets of laundry all over the house looking crazy. You know, we'll be a creature of habits where we just throw our clothes in the laundry basket, put it in the washer, let it sit in the dryer until you got to go find some socks. So now I don't even have a messy laundry room because it's never really used except for towels.
Yeah.
But it made, you know, to each his own, but it was definitely the best investment I could have made. And now that I'm an owner of such, I'm more thrilled to express how important it is to not do your own laundry.
Yes. And I wanted to go back to, because you said some great points about owners, especially after this pandemic, about the feeling burnt out. Because even before the pandemic, you know, a lot of times when I'm also trying to do deals, and I try other people, you know, look for the owners or the sellers that have some pain points, such as maybe they lost interest, burnt out, and some trouble, or something that shows that they're motivated, right? Keyword, you say buzzword, motivated.
Right.
Because in those scenarios, you can be more creative with the deal structure. Because at that moment, they really want to get out for some whatever reason.
They are like so ready to go. And the other thing is, with the pandemic, some of these businesses have been able to apply for those loans, and they're like, you know what, I made more money not being in my business than being in my business, and now I really want out because now I can enjoy. I didn't, you know, a lot of people don't understand entrepreneurship is not today and I get my weekends off. It's every single day, payroll, the electric, the this, the that. And they realized probably during this pandemic how strapped down they were to a business that they're not even in love with anymore. So you know, it was a time for them to say, whew, thank you. Get it out.
It's like you're the savior. You're coming and saving them from their headache. Because one other thing too, people don't realize is that this is for more small business. I'm gonna say small businesses maybe doing $5 or so million under revenue. Because when you go into the bigger 10 million or more, you're dealing with big private equity companies, and so it's a little bit different climate. But smaller businesses, they don't have. It's not like the stock market where you can buy and sell stock every day. A lot of these individuals' wealth is caught up in the business. And everything is caught up in there, and they have no way out unless someone like yourself comes in and say, hey, I'll take that from you.
Correct.
And so that's why it's really good to find someone that's really motivated? And you said that you found this because I know you are starting a new restaurant, and you said you found that through the person that owns the lease for the restaurant, and you
Correct.
nice, and
So it
that's another
kind of
key
like
thing.
tied me in. Yep.
Yeah, because that is another because people in the thread, a lot of people ask how you find deals. There's a proactive and a reactive approach, and a reactive approach is just sometimes things come because of your network and you showing people that you're interested and this is what you're trying to do.
Right.
So sometimes deals may come to you. So with that being said, are you okay with sharing kind of how you structure the deal? How, cause you
Yeah, I can.
okay.
So basically, I was already tied in. Like, okay, so I'm not only just doing one restaurant, I'm doing two simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a salon, and I'm still a full-time employee.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, realistically, I don't have any money.
Yeah,
I'm already spreading myself so thinly, right?
yeah.
So I proposed to them the fact that it also has units at the top with my property management experience, how I can be an asset to turning that around and then also purchasing the laundromat. And then also I will acquire the 4 units that are upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I structured it out. I was actually away when I did this. I was in Jamaica. So I typed it up. I sent over a proposal and they changed maybe 2 or 3 things, but they agreed to it. So I walked in, everything was transferred over to me without me having to put any money down. So basically they're like the holding bank for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's how that was done. I got an attorney. I went and got an attorney because I've learned along the way. I went and got an attorney. He looked over it too. They agreed to a lot of things, and then I got me an accountant.
Yeah.
And he said this would be a good fit. He said, especially for me being young, and then not only that, me being Muslim, a lot of the women in my community group, they have garments that they want to get dry cleaned all the time, and they don't have someone, or they want something tailored, and it's not a woman that's tailoring their stuff. So I was able to use that opportunity to actually be, benefiting to my community and also to my Islamic family. With COVID coming, a lot of people were like, well, we're not dry cleaning anymore, we're home. And that's what also made me show them the numbers I can project with the laundry service once I implemented that. So once they seen that, they were like, okay, I see the direction you're going. And I'm glad, you got to get people to sign an MBA and things like that to make sure that they don't take over your idea and they change their mind and back out. But they were eager to go. So I was like, okay. So that's how that went.
And that's actually beautiful. That I'm glad you shared that, because that's a little bit of a narrative that people also have to look at, is that not every business, especially I'm going to put this on the category as a distress a little bit, in a sense that they were hurting because of the pandemic. Not a lot of people were going to work. So you got to come in there with just a game plan. Like, is there a way that you can actually improve sales? And so I love the fact that you also share with them, like, hey, I'll take it. But also here's my plan to grow it. And that gives them confidence that, okay, you know what, I'm okay with giving this.
Right. The other thing I would like to share, because other people will be hearing this, is don't always think an opportunity is an opportunity, because that was me. I was always like looking to jump. I was so excited to get something, so it's mine. The other businesses I'm going to establish are not going to actually be mine. I'm renting. But this will be mine. So it's a difference in waiting. It was really me being patient, diligent, understanding business, taking my time. And it's just me. There is not a partner. There's not anything else. And all of, I felt years ago, I felt like I needed that. And no, what I needed was to be still and wait and understand how business is really done and conducted. And the opportunities are there. Abundantly for people to actually do. And and the crazy part is I know all this stuff is going on, but my business ventures that are in place are with people who are Caucasian. So the people that sabotaged me were my own people. So unfortunately, I can't say yay or nay in between anything, because I guess that was maybe God's way of saying, you know what, I'm gonna give you this in a better light, since you felt like you were wronged in other situations. So I'm blessed. I don't feel no type of way, and everything was done right. And that's what I would like for our people, is just be diligent, be patient, and do things right. Have that business ethics
Yes.
carry you.
Yes. Yes.
Don't just jump into something just because it's an opportunity. And that was something I had to learn.
Yeah.
I had to learn it the bad way, the good way. I had to learn that. That was like learned
Well,
behavior.
I'm happy. Well, I'm not happy that you had to go through some of those learning curves, but I am happy that that you are learning it, because it is a little. Because I always said the one thing that I admire about you is your fearless attitude, and I always joke, that you're the type that would jump off the cliff and then
Yep.
ask for the parachute later.
Yep.
And I admire that.
Right before my ankles crack.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And don't get me wrong, it's not to say that that's actually a great trait too. If you couple it with that your fearlessness, and just make sure you have the parachute on your backpack, because you do need that, a little bit of that line attack kind of personality sometimes in business. And so,
but you know what? I thought it was gonna put some fear in me, especially my last go round, and I told myself, I cannot experience not another hardship of something like that, because I always do put my heart into it.
Yes,
I will leave my job of maybe a 7-hour day to stand on my feet for 16 hours for something I'm passionate about. So I told myself, next time I'm not moving. I'm just not going to be moved by just an idea of glitter being thrown at me. So this time, it really did come full circle for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And one last question, which is more of your strategy of managing it, the dry cleaning service.
So you ready for this? I got it all ready for you. Okay. So in good business, it's a sport. Where I get my laundry done now, the gentleman who owns the laundromat is horrible. He has women working for him, and I come in and drop off my stuff. And I told the lady, I only asked for this one specific lady. I asked her, to do our laundry. And so I told her maybe like 6 months ago, I said, I'm going to get you out of here. I said, I'm going to get you out of here. I said, I wanted to start a laundry service, but I'm not sure how I'm going to go about it. And she was like, okay. So when I told her, she was excited because she's the manager there. So she will actually be managing, and I found an older lady that does the tailoring. Because I was like, should I get a seamstress or a tailor? And so being as though, like how I shared with you earlier about my Islamic, community, the women, we can't be really openly uncovered in the presence of man. So I was like, what, I'm going to get a woman that'll do the tailoring for the women, and then, the seamstress stuff for the women, and then find a tailor. Like I'll outsource the tailoring stuff to, give someone else a possibility of the business. But yeah, she will be managing it for me, and she does such a great job, and I'll be able to pay her more. And it's probably like 3 other people that I would need, but I would not have to be there on a day-to-day except for closing and payroll and things like that. So that was the part where Pedro said, Nery, this is the type of business you want.
Yeah. Because for those, like I said, those watching, I've known Nery since almost childhood, since middle school. So I know her personality. She knows my personality really well, and I know hers. And I know what she wants, because she's an awesome cook, and that's where her passion is. And my suggestion for her is, just as another stream of income, if she, because two things. One, going back to that fearless mentality, she has a good dog kind of attack mentality, which is great for deal making. And I come up, she didn't believe me when I told her this like a year or two ago.
I was just like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like, no,
I was like, you will love, because she does it. She doesn't know it, but she kind of does it anyway. But she will love. I always say that you will love making deals. And so, my point was, like, finding these other investments. They may not be your passion, but they're businesses that generate good cash flow and can pay for your lifestyle, so that way you can focus more on the things that you really enjoy doing. And it was just that because I know her passion, the thing that she really enjoys is cooking and serving the food. But the other investments, they're just basic investments to help, her lifestyle, fund her lifestyle,
that's right,
other endeavors, et cetera, et cetera. So like I said, I know she loves, she realizing it now, but I knew that she will love the world of deal making because she likes meeting new people. She likes talking, trying to create. She does this with buying furniture. So I'm like, she can do this with buying a business, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we go, I do want for you to share the business that you acquire. So that way, if anyone wants to support, they can
Okay.
go there. So what's the name of the
So
company? Where's it located?
It's Avenues Cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it used to be called. So I'm not changing the name or anything. And it's 2001 Delaware Avenue in Wilmington, down there by Trolley Square.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the location.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Do you have do you know if it has a website or anything like that, or a Facebook page
No.
or anything? No. Okay.
No.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
years ago someone created a Facebook page, but I'm just gonna leave it
Okay.
until I decide to, maybe change the font or something like that.
Something
But
like that.
sometimes you don't have to change what's already there. You just got to improve it.
Yeah, exactly. If it's working, if the brand is working, cool. Just keep it going. Just maybe, like I
Right.
said, make it a little more efficient. All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much. Stay
You're
on.
welcome.
I'm gonna stop the recording. I'm gonna stay on.
Okay.